Created pro-life, U.S. amendments, U.S. Constitution, freedoms of the Bill of Rights, the Declaration of Independence, gave out food to the forgotten people in the U.S. and did some cleanup for the communities. And thank you all for supporting Patriots and American Patriots and Trumpers and all the Americans all around the world, the whole nation. Salute to you all that defend the U.S. Constitution, the U.S. Amendments, and the Bill of Rights. I'll bring with the Freedom Lions, and of course, let's go Team Patriots and Team Preachers. I pray for our police, military, and veterans that do the right thing and defend that the oath that they say they promise they do. Second, our amendments, our use of Constitution, our Bill of Rights, and our Declaration of Independence. And I respect the cops and military and veterans that stand for the people, that what our use of Constitution, U.S. amendments, Bill of Rights, Declaration of Independence, what stands for the people, respectfully. But I know it's all about that, it's about that agenda over the people. That's what's happening with this government in, Hawaii. Obviously, it's a Democrat party because they dominate in Hawaii for a long time, the deep state. We have 49 representatives, Democrats, 1 Republican. We need to, if we want to get everything back, we need this voter ID. That's what we need. We need the voter ID so we can keep them accountable for all these votes when we re-elect. But hopefully something good happens, and I don't mind keep doing this every day, every week, daily. So yeah. But thank you all. And here's a few interviews of the Second Amendment that they're trying to take away our, our guns and ownership in Hawaii. And here's the interviews.
So I'm seeing a trend recently where some people think it's a good idea to give up our right to bear arms, our Second Amendment rights. From what I recall, when our forefathers created the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, the amendments, it was so that we could protect ourselves from a tyrannical government. If we give up our Second Amendment rights, our right to protect ourselves, then none of the other rights will even be valid. We won't have any other rights. That's why they're pushing so hard to take our guns away. Once they take our guns away, then they can do whatever they want. That's all I have to say about that.
As far as this taking away our Second Amendment rights, I think that's wrong. I personally do not believe that there's any need for certain types of guns, assault weapons, and so forth. But that's my own personal opinion. That's my personal perspective. And everyone's entitled to their perspective. And it would be arrogant of us to think that the founders of our father, who put in the Constitution the Second Amendment right to bear arms, didn't realize that in that age, when electricity was being invented and all sorts of things were coming about, that there was no chance that they didn't realize that things were going to advance, and they didn't take into consideration that there may be assault weapons, there may be but they didn't. They understood that. They understood what could possibly happen, but they didn't think about that because that was not important. What's important is the basic right, the ability to be able to bear arms, to be able to have freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom to peaceably assemble. These are our rights, not just our constitutional rights, but our God-given inalienable rights.
Okay, there you go. It's gonna record. Okay, it's recording, right? Yeah, I believe in our Second Amendment. It's being taken away. I believe we should have the right to bear arms. It's like our founding fathers, that's what they believe. That's why they put that in law. And I believe I'm opposed any law that tries to take away anything for our gun laws. So I stand for our gun rights and like our founding fathers said. So
Yeah. Hi everybody, Andrew Aker here down in Kihei again, being cited by the police again. They came straight over, the same taller officer came straight over and cited me directly. He already had the thing filled out from what I could tell, and his sergeant came down this time and was pretty disingenuous when he thanked me for sharing my concerns and condescendingly said, "Oh yeah, you're a good citizen." Because I told him I don't want to be out here. I really don't want to be here. I don't want to have friction with the police. I don't want to cause trouble for the police. But we're being censored online. We're being censored in mainstream media. This is our way of being able to share the truth as we see it. And you know, maybe I'm not right, but at least I want to exercise my ability to share my freedom to share my opinion. That's all I care about here. If you want to wear the mask or you want to get the vaccine, I don't care. You do what you want to do. You do you, I do me. But I see America is slipping into totalitarianism, and if we don't stand up now, we are going to fall. America will fall. Wake up, stand up for your rights. I didn't know.
No.
Ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so they first approached Andrew, and the cop had the ticket in his hand when he came up, and then he pulled me aside after he gave him the ticket, and he said, "I want to ask you some questions." And I go, "Well, what are these about?" And he said, "Well, what's your name?" And I said, "Why do you need my name?" And he said, and he kept going, "What's your name?" And I said, "Why do you need my name?" He said, "You're refusing to give your name." And I'm like, "No, I'm not refusing to give my name. I just want to know why you're asking, why you need to know my name. Am I under arrest? Am I being cited?" You know. So then he left, came back with a ticket already filled out with all of my information on it, and I actually added another charge to it, which is refusal to present ID. I never refused to present my ID. He never asked for my ID. He merely asked for my name, and I asked him why he wanted it. He wouldn't tell me why. He gave me the ticket. Anyways.
If you remember hearing the Road Red Rally on Saturday, you would hear that doctor said, you know, you have a 99.9% chance for survival against this COVID. It's not really as bad as how these politicians kind of make it look like, but you know, they like to make us mandate these masks, and they hate our freedom of speech, First Amendment, the Bill of Rights, the Constitution, and then the police supposed to serve the people first. If you read the U.S. Constitution, the 10th Amendment says, lets the federal government and basically what it says respective of the state, but if the state don't respect the people, then it goes to the people first. And that's why they're supposed to serve the people, not just the police, but everything supposed to be served to the people. What I mean by that, like respectfully, like freedom of speech, like what I said earlier. Allow people to exercise that freedom. And this is all, if you look at this the whole view, it's just all politics agendas, because a lot of states are really stopping these mass mandates and a lot of these other stuff, but that's politics for you right there.
Met yet another patriot here. Roy, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you think?
Sure, I'm a doctor, and I'm being forced to shut my mouth, but I'm not shutting my mouth. I'm being censored. Every patient that comes, I'll ask them, the average patient, I'll say, well, John, maybe he's 40 years old. I say, what's your chances of survival? And you know what they say? You know what the average patient says?
What do they say, Roy?
60%, 70%. They think they have a 70% chance of survival. I tell them they're 99.9. But this is what we're dealing with. We are dealing with people who are listening to the media and not reading. They're not studying. So I give them handouts. And that's the best thing we can do. Is they think that they got 60% chance of survival, and I tell them 99.9.